Hey everybody, this is Sin from the Daily Driver, and we're back this week to talk about a car that is pretty close to our hearts. I'm here with my buddy Tan. Tan, say what's up.
Hey, what up, everybody?
So, we come from we come from before the Fast and Furious generation. You know, we were into sport compact cars. I mean, like, if we had to describe what this type of cars that we were really into growing up, we grew up reading Super Street, Modified Magazine, Sport Compact Car, Honda Tuning, Euro Tuning. Back when kids and teenagers like used to go to like Barnes and Nobles and Walgreens and the local grocery store and just hang out in the magazine aisle and just flip through the pages looking at wheels. And you know, the latest at the time that was outrageous was like 400 horsepower, you know, turbo B series, whatever. Now things are crazy. Now everything's fast. So, you know, we're at a weird time right now where a lot of cars are transitioning, or a lot of brands are transitioning to EVs. And of course, we grew up with like 90s Japanese cars like the RX-7 and NSX and Supra, and before we were able to really have the purchasing power to buy those cars, you know, they stopped making them. So, and then, you know, there were good used cars on the market and they were priced decent, and by the time that we kind of got around to, you know, hey, we should buy that car, it was just, we got priced out again. You know, look at how much a Supra is these days. You know, a Mark IV Supra, like we're talking the spec that we want in decent condition, like 80 grand. An NSX, 80 grand. Like, it's hard to justify those cars now, and it's just gonna get more expensive. So,
But the thing is with this car is it's coming out and it's going to start at 40,000, which is not bad for a sports car.
so so I'm gonna read the specs. We're gonna read the base price, and then kind of just discuss what you're getting for the money. Is it worth it? So on and so forth. And we're gonna look at some renderings or videos or images and whatnot. So, Tan,
Yeah.
Nissan 400Z, low 40s base price, and there's gonna be probably like 4 trims, just like the 370Z. Base, sport touring, and probably a Nismo edition. So the manual is going to be standard, and the auto is likely going to be an option. Now I'm not sure if it's just going to be like a regular auto slush box. I don't know if they're going to go with the ZF automatic or if just use kind of like the 7-speed automatic like they're using on the Q50, but we'll find out. So the automatic on the 370Z was like a $1,400 option or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably be like a $1,500 to $2,000 option on the new one. So it'll be low 40s for the base, and then I'm guessing that the sport, which will probably be like $3,000 to $4,000 more, you'll get like the raised forged wheels, you'll get the LSD, you'll get big brakes.
Yeah.
And then the sport touring is basically the sport, but you get, you know, more, maybe some more luxury features, and it's an automatic. And then the Nismo, which is going to be priced quite a bit more, probably be like mid-50s.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a lot more.
Yeah, mid-50s. You get the aero package, you know, special Nismo wheels, more power, suspension, sport seats, and everything like that. So, mid-50s. The curb weight is expected to be about like 3,300, the high 3,300, so maybe up to like 3,400 pounds.
That's still, to me, that's still light. That's not bad.
It's not bad. All right, so get this. So the 2022 Toyota Supra is a little bit less than 3,200 pounds. It is the exact same length, almost the exact same width, and the exact same height as the 400Z.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
but it's over 200 pounds lighter. So I'm not sure what they did to make it lighter, but it's lighter. So yep. And so the Supra, we're not gonna count the 2-cylinder, or not the 2-liter 4-cylinder, because it's not really a direct competitor to this because it's low in power. But the inline 6 with 382 horsepower, the B58 motor, starts at $52K, and then there's a premium package for $55, and then there's a carbon fiber edition for $64. So let's say $55K is basically the version that people want, and then it's going to be mid 40s for the version that everybody wants for the 400Z. So, and the reason why Nissan was able to do this car, or make this car, is it's basically a reskinned version of the 370Z with a modern interior and a new drivetrain, which I have no problem with. But a lot of people are like, oh, they're using an old platform, this and that. And I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't care as long as it drives well and it has all the modern amenities. I think that's what most people care about, but and the price, right? So,
but I don't know. When I see the 400Z, it reminds me of the 240, dude. The shape of the car. Did you know, like the 350 and the 370? I'm not really a big fan of them for some reason. Like, I don't know. It just, I grew up with when growing up, my dad, my cousins, they all had the 280Z.
Yeah.
And then later on, they had the 280ZX.
Mm-hmm.
That shape, when you look at the 400Z, when I see it, it kind of reminds me of the car that I grew up with. You know, it's just like a modern version. To me, it's like a modern version of the 240Z.
It's the windows, it's the hood. Those are like the big kind of like the I guess the character lines that they took from the classic 280Z that they implemented on the new 400Z.
Yeah, that's what gets me excited, because man, it looks good. I really like it, you know.
But
it looks sporty.
That front bumper, it looks very 350Z, and then of course the back end is 300ZX. But so I'm gonna show you. So let me send you a couple of these images. This is the one that everybody basically has seen already. These are like the production photos that are already out there. So this is the 400Z, right? So I actually think it's a really good looking car, and I can't wait to see what people do with it once they start modifying it. At first,
wait, is that the prototype or is that the production car?
This is still
because you know
car. Fortunately,
yeah, that might be the prototype. The production car looks good too. It looks very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the picture you sent me that's the prototype, the concept.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, it looks
still pretty, the production car looks very, very, very close. Yeah.
So, all right. So that is the production car, right? Or concept. Sorry, that's a concept that's pretty close to the production car. This is a rendering of somebody did on the internet, and I'll try to find sources and show the picture here of the Nismo version in the classic Nismo colors. You know, the white with the black and red accented kit. I think Tomei did No, you're not digging it. Too
it's okay.
Too aggressive. What a lot of people like, kind of like, I don't want to say they got angry about, but they wanted kind of an update, was they didn't really like the front end of it, like the bumper. And so I was like, all right, well, here's my take on what would kind of clean it up. So here, I'm gonna send you my version, and I'm gonna see if you can spot the differences.
Oh, the bumper.
Yeah.
Looks like it's the bottom part is pointing upward.
I angled it so that way the basically the intake isn't a rectangle, so I kind of like angled it, kind of like the classic Nissan shape. And then the slits, I opened up the kind of like the slits on the bumper, so that way it's almost like a brake intake. You know what I'm saying? A brake cooling.
Yeah.
Just because they already have that character line there, so I just opened it up and I put a duck. And then
all you did was you changed the bumper.
Yeah, and then I put like a black plastic just to make it pop more, so it stands out versus having it like color matched. And then also, I don't know if you can tell the headlights, but I took the fender and I basically curved the fender all the way to the tip of the hood, so that way, you know, like on the original car, it's just like a hard, like, you know, like the headlight just butts up against that character line in the hood, and it looks a little awkward to me. So I curved it out. Can you tell? Can you tell?
Yeah.
Can you see it? You see the headlight? It's like it's shaped it's a little bit more curved on top.
A little more curved on the top. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You see how the fender
changed a little bit? Yeah. Hold on. It's hard to tell. You did.
It's very subtle. It's very subtle. You see how the fender goes all the way to the tip of the hood versus versus the production car, it just stops.
Oh.
So it kind of like the headlight, it kind of curves the shape of the headlight more versus having that kind of like weird angle.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, you see.
Yeah, you see it.
Kind of back out so I can see both of them.
Yeah, you see it now.
Yeah.
And I think like literally that's all I did, and I think like those two subtle changes makes a world of difference. And I think a lot of people probably end up putting like eyebrows or something like shit, you know, like just to like.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This car really reminds me of the old Z, bro. Like I really,
I
you know,
it,
like the 280Z back in the day. You could buy those covers for the headlights, the clear covers.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, the front end looks kind of like the old Z.
It does.
You know.
I think it's
this shape. This is kind of long, and it looks kind of like it.
It's a nice, like, modern, retro-inspired design. And so let me show you the interior. You know, you probably seen it before, but I like what they did with the interior. It's just like, you know, like modern accents, you know, nice modern steering wheel, wireless Apple CarPlay, all that, you know. I wish they did like a hybrid analog gauge, but digital gauges is fine as long as it looks cool. That's what everybody's doing these days, so might as well.
Yeah, the new interior looks a lot. Yeah, it looks awesome.
I like it, man. It's like, just give me the modern touches. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be super techy. I really like this car, man. So when you
I'm happy they came out with this car, because the 370Z, it was just that car had a long run.
Yeah.
That car's been out for a while, you know.
They needed a drivetrain update, man. So like, you know, them going with the turbocharged route, the Q40, the Infiniti Q40. People modify that thing so easily, and like with like $5,000 they're able to make that car a 10-second car, which is like mind-boggling. The only thing that's holding that car back is the transmission. It's got like a, you know, traditional automatic transmission, and there's like a torque limit. You know, you can only add so much power before you start to have problems with that transmission. So, but that engine is so capable. You know,
yeah. Imagine when this car comes out, like it makes 400 horsepower. Is it twin turbo or single turbo?
It's twin turbo.
Twin turbo? Yeah. Imagine like modifications you do to this car later on, how much power it'll make. It could make 500 easy.
Yeah.
With just like a few mods.
And who knows if that's going to disrupt the balance. I think, you know, coming out the gate, 400 horsepower, twin turbo. I think it's going to be a pretty competent and
But look at the Supra. The Supra, you can do. You said that car, you can do modifications to it, and
it'll be a 10-second car with like less than $5,000. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. The newer cars are so fast. There's so much you can do to them.
Oh, here's a picture of the taillights on the new Z. I think they're beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that cool looking?
Yeah, the tail light. The tail light. It reminds me, when I look at the tail light, it reminds me of the 240 SX for some reason.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that. I see the. Yeah.
I mean, to me,
it looks good. I think I like it.
It's that kind of like that 300ZX. It's like a disconnected plastic light bar, but it's like modern touches, man. Like literally, they did everything. I mean, here's the thing. So I'm gonna show you the Supra interior, because at this point, the Supra is gonna be like $10,000 more, and
10,000 more, yeah.
It comes in an automatic.
See, because the Z, you could get a manual.
Manual is standard.
I think the manual is going to be the selling point for this car.
100%. Yep. So what I hate about the Supra is that steering wheel. I think the steering wheel is ugly. I think the interior on the Supra is nice, but I think the 300 or the 400ZX has this thing beat. I mean, this is essentially the interior. I mean, it's a nice BMW interior. I got no problem with it. I think the gauges are kind of lame, but so all right, competitors. Obviously, we know the Supra is going to be a competitor. Let me give you another car that is within the same price range and has more power. So 400 horsepower is pretty good. It's actually, for the price, mid-40s, it's really good. Yeah, a lot of torque. Alright, so this car, 460 horsepower, 420 pound-feet of torque, starts at $37K. Can you guess what it is?
How much? Say it again.
$37,000 with destination.
37,000.
Like 37.5 with destination.
I give up. I don't know.
It's an American car.
Mustang.
Mustang GT. Yeah.
Mustang.
Starts at 37K. Actually, we're talking mid to high 40s with the GT performance package. It's got more power. It's got 2 more seats. But it weighs more. It weighs like 200 pounds more. I think it's like
200 pounds more than the 400Z.
Yeah, I think it's like almost 3,600 pounds or something like that. So, yeah, and it comes in a manual. You can get a manual in the Mustang. So, something to consider. You know, I think, you know, for guys like us that are really into import cars, you know, the Mustang GT isn't exactly something that we would cross shop the 400Z with. It'll probably be definitely more like the Supra and the 400Z and probably some used cars. But right now, there's not a lot of cars on the market that offer 400 horsepower in a manual. Even like
that's why I'm saying. That's why this car will be awesome when, like, it's gonna be great. You know, like for the price, like, man, you can't get anything for that price. That's a sports car and V6 and turbo. Come on, dude.
You know what? The Corvette's not even available in the manual anymore. So actually, you know what? There's a comparable car. Here, let me see the new. The Golf R is mid 40s. It's got 315 horsepower, but it's got all-wheel drive. It doesn't come in a manual anymore, so never mind. Yeah, you know what? That's basically the only manual car that you could buy. Sports car. When it first came out, I was like, ugh, that bumper.
Really?
But now I'm like, oh, that looks good.
When I first saw it, I thought of the Z that my dad had, and I'm like, man, that looks a lot like the old Z.
I just sent you.
You know, is this the modern Z of the 240 back in the day?
I just sent you a color change.
What is this, a video? Okay, hold on.
It looks good in all colors. So, all right, here's another something that I found on the internet. I wish I knew who did this one. That's got like Nismo 5-spoke wheels. I think it looks sick in white. Oh my god, it looks good. Beautiful car.
Hey, from that angle, it does kind of look like the
GTR.
the 350, huh?
Yeah.
The shape.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird. From the side, it looks like the full 240, but from this angle,
It's the exact. I mean, underpinnings wise.
platform wise, it's the same. It's the same.
really?
Mhm.
How come it looks longer from the side? It's
Yeah,
weird.
Same.
The same?
It's just all. It's just they took all the body panels on the inside and the outside and they updated it with new. It's got a new drivetrain. They probably stiffened it up. They improved it, but that's how they're able to make it happen because it's so expensive to develop a new car from scratch that in order for them to actually make this car, they had to basically use old underpinnings to make it, which
I have
They
no
did a good
problem
job.
with. I got no
They
problem
did a
with.
good job. They did awesome. Nissan, you did great.
Yeah.
Looks
And
good.
and
Looks
to be
freaking good.
and to be honest, like I think if a lot of car manufacturers did that, I don't think people would have a problem as long as the end product was decent. You know?
Yeah, I think people will be happy with the end product. Like, look, when it comes out and
yeah. You know,
you get to go, check it out in person and test drive it.
Because every time they come out with a new car, every time a new car is released, it's more expensive. And a lot of that is just because it costs a ton of money to develop a car. It costs like, $1 billion to make a new anything, right? So
You think doing it this way saved them a lot of money? Is that why you think the
100%.
car's price? Yeah.
100%.
like the new Supra wouldn't have happened if they didn't split the bill with BMW. BMW, nobody buys the new Z4. The only of that platform that they developed together, only the Supra sells, and even then it's like pretty small quantity. There's whispers that they're gonna be releasing a manual Supra as kind of like the send-off to the A90 Supra. So it'll be interesting if they come out with the manual version of that car. But again, it's $10,000 more than a decent spec 400Z. We're talking base price. So I don't know, man. It's like, are they really competitors if the Supra is like $10,000 more? I almost feel like the 400Z is on an island by itself for the price, because 20%, yeah, I think that's almost 25% more money. Like 22%. But that's a significant amount of chunk change more. We're talking going from 40s to 50s for a car. So
Yeah.
that's a whole class of car, and the Supra makes less power. And you know what's crazy is a lot of people that have a Supra, they take it to a BMW dealership to get service, because a lot of Toyota dealerships, they train on it. They have to train people to service it. But some Toyota dealerships actually, they're it's not like they can't work on it, but not everybody is capable of working on it. So it's like if you were to take like an NSX to like an Acura dealership, there's usually gonna be like one guy that is able to work on it, and that's so that's it. So what do you guys think? We're gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna hit up another topic, and you guys could join in on that discussion. We're about to record another video, so I'm gonna tease you guys about it. It's basically the new, I guess, is it new? The G80 M3. And then next week, we're gonna record one. We're just gonna talk about Teslas, and we're gonna get somebody on that has a Tesla, has a modified Tesla, and we're just gonna have a nice banter between Tan, myself, and that guy is basically going to justify his purchase, and we're going to talk about, you know, is it worth it? You know, would you rather get a Tesla over, like, I don't know, 400Z, you know, or a gasoline car? Just something to think about. So what do you guys think about the 400Z? Would you buy it? Is it as good as you expected? Is it better? You know, is it something that you're going to test drive? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and again, like, this is something that we're going to do regularly, and you know, we definitely want to open the floor for discussion, and maybe one day we'll do it live, you know, something to think about. All right, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.
All right. That's a wrap for the
Yeah, that's a wrap.
All right, so this is my boy Nicholas. What year is this? 97? 99. Porsche. Actually, I gotta take that back. Honda Prelude, not a Type SH, but the SH is actually slower, so